let me talk about what I think is our central purpose. And that happened to me one day in prayer. I was at the church that I pastor. We have daily prayer meetings at noon. I was praying specifically for U.S. Cal when I saw what appeared to be a map of the United States with a net over top of it, touching each state. And first I thought that it was a fishing net. And that made sense because Jesus told us to be fishers of men. We know that a fishing net was being mended, for instance, when he called his disciples. And so that metaphor seems to be consistent. But then this thought went through my mind, and honestly, I got a little bad feeling in the pit of my stomach. And the thought was this: I wonder what the fish thinks about the net. Like, I don't know that if I'm a fish that I'm all that fond of a fishing net. Because after all, I'm just swimming along, enjoying my life in the ocean or in a lake. And then all of a sudden I get caught up in something of a net, and I can't move and I can't get out, and I'm completely caught and controlled by it. Well, then I'm hoisted into another environment in which I can't breathe. I can't live for long. In that environment, I can't move as well. And then the whole purpose of me being hoisted into this environment is to be consumed. Well, if I'm the fish, I'm not too fond of the metaphor of a fishing net, I can tell you that. And so as I thought about that being a fishing net, I kind of thought, well, let's dismiss this and just blame it on too much pizza last night. But then the Lord spoke to me. And I felt like God said, Mark, that's not a fishing net. That's a safety net. Well, when I heard that, everything changed. And I remembered the stories that I've heard about the Golden Gate Bridge. One of the new technologies that they employed in the construction of the Golden Gate Bridge was a safety net. Had never been used before. It was an industry standard back in those days that for every $1 million spent, it was acceptable for one man to fall to their death. This is what they planned on. Now, the overall budget for the Golden Gate Bridge in that day was $35 million, and so they anticipated 35 men would fall and lose their life. But the engineer decided to create a safety net. And when they put the safety net in place, something astonishing happened. 35 men didn't fall into the safety net. Only 19 men fell, and all of them lived. In other words, they built the bridge with a little more than half of the men falling that normally fall. Less men fell when they had a safety net. But not only that, they built the bridge 4 times faster than they anticipated. Which means what? When there's a safety net, we work better, safer, and faster than we do otherwise. And so, when God said that this is a safety net, I saw the value in our relationships, you and I and others locking arms together to create a relational safety net, not control, not manipulation, completely voluntary. Locking arms with people all across the nation, apostolic and prophetic leaders with their spouses, having a seat at the table, connecting relationally to provide us all a safety net where we can work faster, safer, and better.